Okay, there's some challenges, right? Yeah. So just quick recap on how to declare variables. Declaring a variable, you say the name of the variable, which is A, right? That's our name. Then the assignment operator, not equal to, it's assigning it, like it's giving it something. So you say A is assigned, if you want to give it a name, in the same context of student name, like you want the name of the person, you say, you add those quotation marks, then the name of the person. Like that. That's how you declare a variable of string data type. So you can also do the same for this student name and then give it whatever name you want. Right? So we can just say right here, student name is Jane Doe. Variable names. Remember, a variable name, this, it cannot and can never start with a number. It can't start with a special character. And it cannot contain spaces. So a variable name cannot be one student. It's wrong. Actually, Python will just give you an error. A variable name cannot start with a special character like uh, the domain symbol. It will also just give you an error. It can also not, it cannot contain a special character anywhere else as well. So it also can't be student hash. So we all know what special characters are, right? Yeah. It cannot contain, in short, variable names just can't contain special characters anywhere when you're naming the variable. And then it also should not contain spaces. So it cannot be, for example, let's say my age, like that. It cannot be like this space here. So variable names that are accepted are, this is the first example. If you want to leave like a space in between, you can just add a dash, not hyphen. The hyphen is also not accepted, but the underscore is accepted. It's fine. A variable can be this same number. We use this number, but it can have a number at the end, like this. This is a variable name. It's fine. As long as the number is not at the beginning here. It can also be in between anywhere here. It's also fine. Variable names are also case sensitive. And you can also name them in camel case. So camel case, if you don't want to leave a space there, you can just say student, and then you begin with a cap on the next year name. This is also just fine. So that's on the naming conventions of variables. As I said, they are case sensitive. So we can have age is assigned 19, but then when you come to print it, and then you say age, yes, in English these are the same words, but in Python these are two different things. So it will just tell you, the computer will just tell you age is not defined. We don't know what it is. We don't know who this person is. So the correct way would be to use the correct casing, which is lowercase. I've used there, age. So now back to this, to declare, you would have just, this one has been declared there. Gender, student age, just write the same student age and assign it the age you want to assign it. 3. Course, whatever course they are using, this will use a string, and we'll say a string is registered. We use, it's a bool, and bool, if you remember, there's only true and false. So now you look at it. The name of the person is Jane Doe. The student age, they're 3 years old. The course is showing CS 400. Are they registered for this course? False. They're 3 years old. False. So for bool values as well, they're also case sensitive. So if you write false in all caps, it's just going to say false is not defined. It's not known. We don't know it. The student identification number, even if you use an integer, if it's just integers you're using, to be fine. But for best programming practice, we'll just use a string. Then we'll give it 25, and just like that. You have declared it together to that point. The printing part. We said to print them with a clear label. So when printing a variable, you just print it as print, and then the name of the variable. Let's use course. So the output of this will be this, CS 400. So when you print it like this, we have used this as an example because that's the only thing we are just printing as an example. So when you're printing a variable, you don't have to add these. When you add those, it will just print this again. But you want it to print what is inside this variable. So the thing that's inside this variable is this. So to print it, you just say print without this, and then it will give you this. Clear? Now printing it with a label. So let's say we want to print student name. We can say print the other way is print, which will probably be easier to understand. So these two will give you the same thing. So when you print these, it will just give you name, and then the name we gave it. It will print this. This will also print the same thing. So if you remember, when you're printing a variable, you don't add the quotation marks. But if you want to add the quotation marks, then you can use this method, where you start with the F, then the opening quotation, the label you want to use, the space or whatever will be here, and then the name of the variable will be inside curly braces, opening and closed, and then you just like that. But if you do not want the name of the variable to be inside the quotations, you can just write your label here inside the quotations, and then after the last quotation, you add the comma and then the name of the variable. And then you can proceed to print the rest, just changing the label here and the name of the variable. So the next one would be age, and then the name of the age variable, course, just like that. And then the last part was just to print the class of the variable. So if you remember from the beginning, printing the class, we use the type function. So to print out this, an example would be print, open it, type, and then the name of the variable that you want to find out the data type for, say course. You close the type, and then you also close the print. So when you run this, it will give you the data type of this course, and we can see which is CS400. So the output should be something like class str, and it's, yeah, something in these lines. That's what the type does. It won't print this, it will print what family this belongs to, and it belongs to the string family. So that was all for that question. Questions? No questions? Is it okay if I erase this?